I changed my mind when it comes to Brett. Initially I believed that it was going to go to the price of $1 during this bull run, hypothetically speaking. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that something this special, $1, seems sort of bearish. And that's why I believe that during this bull run, it could hypothetically now go to the price of $3. And now, of course, nothing I say is financial advice nor a guarantee. Some people out there may seem to think that, $3 is caca because a lot of people like to comment, oh, it's going to go to the price of $10, $20. But here's the thing. Even at the price of $3, I don't think it's bad at all. I mean, just think about this, right? $3, it's over a 40x from here. Now, some people think it's going to do 100x or 200x, but again, I believe that it's going to go to the price of $3, and sometimes enough is enough. We're over a 40x is still not bad at the end of the day. And with fundamentals this amazing, why wouldn't it reach $3? I mean, you got to think about this. It's a meme coin on the Base network, which a lot of people seem to think it's some caca random network, but I think it's so special in a sense that it's sort of fail-proof. Now, what do I mean by this? You take a look at how it's Coinbase's Layer 2 network. And something as big as Coinbase, you got to think about this. One of the biggest exchanges out there, when they make a network, do you think they're going to see it fail? Do you think they want to see it fail? Do you think they're going to try to, allow for it to disappear off into the abyss? No, because, they probably spend a lot of resources. And this kind of ties into their reputation. So I don't think they're going to allow for it to fail. Other networks out there, if the network goes caca, goes under, in a lot of cases, it's actually very difficult for its team to have the network stay afloat because they probably don't have the resources or the capabilities. But again, when it comes to the Base network, I don't think it's going to fail because it's quite essentially backed by Coinbase. So why would it fail? I don't think it's going to fail anytime soon. Also, take this into consideration. It's built in collaboration with Optimism, which is one of the biggest Ethereum Layer 2 scaling solutions out there. So when I take a look at Base, has the Coinbase aspect, has the Optimism aspect. These are two amazing giants in their own respective fields, so to speak. And I don't think they want to see their creation, in a sense, fail. So when I see a meme coin on quite essentially a fail-proof network, I'm not going to ignore that. Of course, I'm going to believe in it. And keep in mind, the Base network is a Layer 2. Now, some people, they may think that this is kind of trash, but I disagree because a Layer 2 in this case does allow Ethereum to be enjoyed while at the same time not having to deal with a lot of nonsense like the high gas fees and scalability issues. And we all know that Ethereum is going to continue to grow from here on out. You take a look at the Ethereum ETF, the number of fans, the number of projects on its ecosystem, even though it does have some drawbacks again, like the gas fees and scalability problems, allegedly, but I still think it's going to grow. So I think it's going to have a place for these amazing Layer 2s, much like the Base network, also Optimism, to prosper and go along with the ride. I think as the Base network does continue to grow moving forward, I think it's only fair to assume that Brett does go along with the ride. Because you take a look at, for instance, Solana. Once that retail FOMO really kicked in, guess what grew along with the ride? Not only the smaller projects on Solana, much like decentralized exchanges and whatnot, but also the meme coins. You take a look at Book a Meme, Dog with Hat, and of course many others. They grew along with Solana because I think people, they paid attention to Solana and then they're looking, hey, what other projects are on Solana? And I think the very well same thing could happen to the Base network, because once the Base network does gain a lot of retail FOMO, once it gains a lot more fans, guess what they're going to pay attention to, hypothetically? Something like Brett, because they're going to look into the ecosystem and they're going to be like, oh, wow, Brett. At least that's what I assume. Now, history doesn't always repeat itself, but it tends to rhyme in some cases. So if it did happen with the Solana-based meme coins, why wouldn't it happen to, meme coins on the Base network? That's just the way I take a look at it. And here's the thing, $3 isn't insane. If it were to reach that, considering its current circulating supply, market cap would be around $30 billion. Not too bad. For instance, we've seen Doge reach over $80 billion in market cap. That's over double this. Also on top of that, we've seen SHIB reach around $40 billion. So this isn't crazy. And I'm not saying that, Brett needs to be the biggest meme coin of all time. Just going to the price of $3 is already very amazing. Again, over a 40x from here. And a $30 billion market cap isn't crazy, right? It's not even as much as SHIB, nowhere near as much as Doge either. And I think it's just much better fundamentally. I think the community is very passionate. Also on top of that, I think it's on the right place, aka again, the Base network. So I don't see why not. And also, this bull run could be so fantastic. Over 600 million crypto owners. That's more than ever before in history, according to Crypto.com research. So I think that could very well contribute to the FOMO and buying pressure and buying volume this time around. Also on top of that, You take a look at the Bitcoin ETF. That's so bullish for Bitcoin. You take a look at the number of institutional investors. Bitcoin, as it goes to the price of 100,000, hypothetically to the price of 150,000, which I do believe it could very well do that during this bull run, I think naturally altcoins are going to go along with the ride. Of course, something like BRED, I think could go along with the ride too, and hypothetically go to the price of $3. I don't think it's a crazy target. I think this bull run could be so fantastic, and I really do believe that BRED's on the right place. And I'm very bullish on the Base network. I think that right there is pretty much a recipe for success. $3 wouldn't surprise me at all. And how am I preparing myself for that? That's my dollar cost averaging, just acquiring, holding, just waiting. That's it. Anytime earned income, again, right? Just being consistent, because that's the only thing I can control, not giving up, being consistent. I can't wave some magic wand and say that, I want BRED to go to the price of $3 like today. That's usually not how it works. Typically, altcoins, they take quite a while to peak, especially from right now. Some people are under this misconception that altcoins have to peak like today or tomorrow, or should it happen like a month ago? But that's actually not usually how it works. Historically, altcoins, they peak a year and a half to half a year after a Bitcoin halving event. We're not even, 6 months removed from the Bitcoin halving event. You got to think about this. It happened back in April. So there's still some time there. Worst case scenario, if it happens near the end of next year, again, based off of history, I really don't mind, because if anything, it's actually more time for me to accumulate BRED. So it's a win-win situation personally for me, not financial advice, the way I take a look at it. So again, happens earlier, great. Happens a little bit later, fine. And again, $3 during this bull run wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think BRED is that fantastic, and I think this bull run could be that incredible. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.